No, it's the wrong scene. Oops. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Crusaders of the Lost Idols weekly live stream. I'm your host, Erika, the live services manager for Crusaders and the community manager for Codename Entertainment, and I'm joined by the lead artist, Kat.
Hello.
So sorry for the slight delay there.
Technical difficulties.
Yay! Yeah, I know. On such an important day too.
It's all good.
Yes, we'll be going over your snowball fight coloring sheets. First, keep an eye out in chat for Jay to start the raffle for 5 runic chests, as always, and let's get started.
Yeah. So there weren't a ton of submissions this time, but that's okay. It was very close to the holidays and all that. So let's take a look at what we got. I really like the little blue fingernails on Nate. It really makes it seem like his hands are cold. Which is funny to me because I remember considering giving him gloves and then was like, nah.
He's Nate. So, he doesn't need gloves.
Yeah. And I like that Dark Helper and Chris are kind of like coordinated. I mean, it's just the red and green of Christmas, but it still looks good together. This one, they didn't quite finish, but I wanted to include anyway because I appreciate the effort.
Yeah, the Nate looks awesome.
Yeah, and the little texture on Kane's hat is nice. Yeah. This one had some fun with gradients and looks really good.
Zombie Nate.
Yeah. I like the white gradient in his hair. It makes him look extra frosty. And yeah, the pinks and blues of the mountains in the background are super nice. And same with the
color on the snow.
Yeah, it all looks nice and frosty and cold. I like it quite a lot. Oh, and they added stripes to Frosty's scarf. That's great. Yeah. Lots of nice little details to appreciate. And some pretty wacky colors. Yeah, Dark Helper, like it works, even though there's like lots of different ones. The purple really stands out, but purple and yellow go well together. And this sort of like yellow and lime green doesn't quite clash and kind of compliments. It's interesting. I don't know.
And it kind of looks like Chris is wearing gloves with his yellow fingers.
Oh yeah. And I like his little pink crystal. It really stands out. Purple tongue on Nate. It's funny. Yeah. And here's one that is really staying to the proper quote-unquote colors. Although with like kind of jaundiced eyes on Nate, but that's okay. Yeah, put in the effort to do the alternating red and white beads on a couple places on Chris here. And bright blue plutes. Did you know that's what they're called?
No.
That's one of those things that I learned in the comics class that the professor made a big deal about plute. I don't know. It's a good word.
Right. I mean, it's slightly politer than bodily fluid droplets, right?
Yeah. This one's got a bunch of extra little details. They put like a little dot for like an extra bell on Dark Helper's foot. That's cute.
She's got a really good color palette going on.
very red and green, and the brown just to offset is really good. And they went in with like I think that's probably like the spray paint tool. Depends on what program they're using, but to put a bunch of like clouds and some kind of shading and like some highlights places. It looks really good on Chris. It's really subtle. There's just a little bit of lighter green in the normal. Oh, and on the ornaments looks really good as well. And a sun. Good old sun. Yeah. It's a lot of extra effort that I super appreciate. And I think in the snow as well, just like a pure white over a very
a
light.
to the snow.
Looks real good. Oh, and here's a nice pencil crayon one. Gave Nate some bigger eyeballs. So he's not quite as bugging out. I really like the hair. There's probably multiple browns being used in that, and it looks really good. And the effort, again, putting in the pattern on Kane's hat. Especially
manually.
Especially with manual pencil crayon. Oh, it's a little bit of a nightmare. And Chris, the green on Chris looks really great because there's clearly a darker green as well as a sort of a limey green. And stripes for Frosty's scarf again, very nice. And I really like her lips. It was just like the top one's a little darker than the bottom one. The little details. Another one following their palettes with a very blue background, setting apart the characters really well. Stripy scarf again. Does Frosty actually have a stripy scarf and I forgot to put the stripes on it?
Possibly. I keep
white
him
fingernails.
in demon white mode, so I forget what color his scarf is.
Oh yeah. Looking real good. The red and green kind of muted, so they're not like super bright and overpowering. That's a good choice. Oh, and alternate colors. The blue and yellow is really nice, and
With
the
pink
green.
eyes.
Yeah, actually, this whole scheme for the Dark Helper, A+. Just that one.
Yeah, Jay is saying Frosty does have a striped scarf.
Okay, well then that was my bad, and kudos to everyone to putting it in anyway. And I'll again doing the alternating colors on the beads thing I appreciate. And full chain. Definitely painted over the majority of things this time. Little bit of pink on the fingers to really show that frostbite. Looks really good. And the lighting, the like bounced blue light of the snow onto Chris and Helper and the bottom of Frosty. She looks so ominous with her face lit like that.
We shall throw Frosty and we shall win.
Yeah. It's really good as always. And that's the last one. So thanks everybody for participating and showing us what you can do. It's always really fun to look at. Today, got a horse. Horses are so hard to draw, so I did all this ahead of time. You can go on to questions for Erika now, or myself, or whatever. You know, we both here. And Jay.
Yeah, and Jay. So raffle was snowball fight is the keyword, so you can type that into chat if you want to enter the raffle to win 5 runic chests. We've got some regulars in chat. We've got Croc360, Storinda, Stormcrow, Leptimus, Vingummy, The Nautical Menace, JS Random Numbers, Oh, the Nautical Menace. I have come with good news. I managed to get the 10 times Epic Recipe Award in the dungeons and got Elmquist's Epic Tooth. Congratulations.
Nice.
So first question from Carolyn79. Hi, Erika and Kat. I apologize if this has already been discussed. I got a pop-up that said I had a lot of prizes to claim from the clock tower and suggested that I looked at them. As you undoubtedly know, the Dungeons tab and Dungeons objectives are not currently available. How can I see the rewards without claiming them? If you actually do have rewards to claim, the Dungeons tab should be available for you to click on and open and claim. There was an issue with the buffs that were auto-claimed, so like the idols and the speed and the gold, that fooled the post-dungeon reward dialogue into thinking you actually had outstanding rewards, but you don't, because those were the buffs that lasted for the entire season. So we'll be fixing that if people haven't tried to claim those already. But if you still think you have rewards outstanding, Carolyn's, please put in a support ticket and we can check that out for you. Hoff-Diddy, time to raise the E1100 regular free play cap. We can sprint to 5,000 of 5685 and cannot gain anything during the dungeon downtime. Oh, that's a fair point. So we can consider looking at that. Skig has a question. Can we add a function to auto-fuse all runes to the maximum possible level? I don't think it would do something that lets you fuse all your runes at once. I don't know, because that seems like, what if I want to put a level 1 on all my Crusaders instead of just having this one little level 15 sitting around that only goes on one Crusader. But we do want to add some faster rune crafting function. Hardball UK, howdy ladies, and welcome back. Hope you all had a nice break.
Thanks. Hope you did too.
Yeah.
Or at least holiday if you didn't have much of a break.
Yes. Blue Pierced Pixie says, it was only this year that I realized that Nate was based on Nathan Drake from Uncharted. Yup.
Long time ago. Bushwhacker 2 days.
Storinda's asking, are we getting a new coloring sheet this week? We do have the Ursula sheet all ready to go. I will try to get that out this afternoon. I will make that my #1 priority after lunch, actually, and then it'll be off my plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. J-Bend. Hey guys, wanted to say I'm a new player, but absolutely love the game so far. Also very cool you host community Twitch streams. Good job all around.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you, and welcome to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy your time here.
Ian Sam, what is the order of Crusaders on missions? Are there any hotkeys to change the order? So the game is sorting the Crusaders by the best percentage filling, so it's like, hey, if I put this Crusader first, it means they'll give you the most percentage towards getting 100% on the mission. For the EP missions, we sort by... Oh crap, is it lowest to highest or highest to lowest? On the EP missions, it sorts by EP as well, because players would wanted to see that. Or, I think... Gee, I forget. I just put random Crusaders on my missions. I don't really care. But otherwise, if you click the star, that favorites a Crusader, and so it'll always be first in lineup. And that's across all missions. And if you click the X, that Crusader will never show up first in the lineup of the missions, and the game will recalculate the percent success chance based on ignoring that, maybe? But yeah, the stars and the X's are across all missions, and then there's the EP sort on some missions. Croc360, I don't know if it was intentional, but thank you for the dungeon idol buff sticking through the final run, even if finished after the season ended. I thought all the buffs were supposed to end, so if it did stick around, that's pretty cool. Kedgear, hello Erika and Kat. No real question, just wanted to say that I'm still fond of all the art in the game.
Thanks, that's very sweet of you.
Yeah, no, the art side of the game is baller. Cassius, when did Kat change her Twitter name?
Yes. I was gonna sort of announce that at the end, as long as I remembered. But yes, I changed my Twitter name last week because my previous name I'd had since like high school, and I was just so sick of it, and I didn't identify with it anymore. So now the I thought I was so clever. You know, those were the days of leet speak actually being cool. So now I'm Skeleven. Please follow me on Twitter. I post art. Actually, I forgot to post the Ursula sheet, so I should do that.
But you post other art, like you had all your October drawings, and whenever you do get into other art pieces, you share those. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I share all my own art. I complain a bit. I talk about games, retweet some funny stuff, you know, things like that. But mostly it's supposed to be for my art.
Yeah. But thank you for noticing, Cassius.
Yeah.
Kat wasn't really sure that people read the overlay.
I really wasn't. And yeah, I definitely endeavor to post all of the sketches and then also the inked versions of the sheets afterwards. I just kind of slacked on it because New Year, forgot. So much like getting you a new coloring sheet, it will be my priority after this is done to post the stuff that I have forgotten about.
Yeah. Looks like Snow0815 won the giveaway.
Congrats.
Oh, it was like Snowy Lover or something last week who won. There's been some snow nickname winners lately.
Oh.
Chat says the EP missions sort percent win and then EP ascending, so lowest to highest EP. Grunge, hi girls, glad to see you. When will the new season of Dungeons start? Thank you for your work and attention to your community. So a shorter break than last time, and last time was a pretty long break. I don't have an exact date in mind because we're working on all those fifth slot runes for all the Crusaders, but hopefully sooner than later, because that would be a very good thing to have. And thank you to all of the community who put suggestions for rewards in my Q&A, not this week but last week. That's helpful for planning out the season 3 rewards. So Jay says people thought it is funny that Snow won the snowball fight.
Very fitting.
Yeah, very fitting. Like, because in a snowball fight, snowballs are made of snow. Stormcrow69, on the mission details window, would it be possible to add a third indicator on the Crusaders? One that reminds you the Crusader is one you might not want to send on a mission. So like ones you don't want to always send, or... Because that's kind of what the X is for, because then you'll never send them. I guess you do want EP on some Crusaders. Or you want to send them out when you're doing an objective where they're possibly locked. They followed up for Crusaders that I normally have in a formation, but they're currently not in a formation yet. Ian Sam asks, so there's not a way to have Crusaders by runes for missions? Not yet. We'd need to redo the dialogue to make it a filter that says show the people with runes first, unless you favorited all the Crusaders with runes that you want to send on missions constantly. But yeah, I do want to eventually redo the mission screen. It's just talking Kevin into doing a dialogue, which he loves doing.
Also priorities.
Yes, priorities. Monkey Noob, will there be a girl whacker skin for Bushwhacker in Crusaders, ponytail hair, and female tag? Aside from plants, like when we give players the flora skin and it adds either the male or female if those tags were missing, we tend not to do gender swapping tags for skins. Sepulsul, how long was the break between dungeons last time? Oh boy. I want to say at least a month.
Close to a month?
Yeah, it was pretty long in the end.
Time flies.
We were getting the rune system in place, which meant it's like, oh, yeah, we should release that together. Yeah, at least a month, if not 6 weeks. Hardball UK, are there any plans moderating the chat rooms, as seems since the launch of the desktop launcher, spammers seem to be inherited from the other platforms? Well, you can mute any players that are annoying you, and if you make chat reports, we do check on them occasionally. Cassius, any chance of a Crusaders with skins you don't own as a sort option in the skins menu? Just got emo skin, but still a number to go. Yeah, we could probably look into adding that filter, because the skin menu does have filters. So yeah, we could look at skins we don't own. Landrew, don't know if I'm the only one. The volume between the two voices are very different. Don't think there is a happy medium to listen to both. Thank you, good luck, gotta go.
Oh dear. Well, if anybody else can weigh in on that, is it that I'm louder than Erika or vice versa? Because it's the kind of thing we can definitely look into. We just have to know about it first.
Yeah, and Jay is saying they can tell us apart, and that the volume seems similar, so we'll see. SWBF, is the Imp a new Taskmaster or a Crusader? Azazel, the Imp, is Taskmaster. They've been out as a DLC pack for a few months now. They're only a $5 DLC pack. So you can purchase them that way if you are interested in owning them. They are adorable. Saintua, is it possible to buy tier 5 skins? I can't do the mission for the moment. It's hard to do the mission with the DPS of the Phoenix. All of the tier 5 event skins should be in the skin shop. We haven't yet added any of the tier 6 event skins. Pretty sure. Yeah, we did the gear and recruit missions. We didn't do the skin update when we did the update in December. It's when Kat moves closer and farther away from her mic.
My mic's on my headset. It shouldn't really
move.
Yeah. Maybe I just get loud.
Maybe.
I do that. I will try to modulate my voice some more.
Yeah. Get watching those singing videos, and then we can modulate our tones. But yeah, we will be adding the tier 6 event skins that are missing to the shop, probably with the Carnage Cup update next week, because I'll remember for that. But you do need to purchase the skin before the event starts if you want to cheese the objective by having it marked as completed for you. Same way you need to complete the recruit mission from the mission system before the event starts if you want the recruit objectives marked as completed if you're missing any Crusaders from that event. Slab McLarge, mic levels seem fine. Yeah, like, maybe we watch it back and post and see what happened. Do we foresee adding talents in the future to augment or add to the front row DPS boost? So, like, to have all the columns boosted, or like just more levels to the front row DPS boost, or like if there's animals in the front row and then that combines with the front row DPS boost? While we're waiting for Slab, Nika Lord, hello. Now the season is finished. Can you say how much will cost the dungeon skins? So Agent 79, since it doesn't have a tag change, will probably be around 3,000 dungeon coins, I want to say. But since Undead Gloria does have a tag change, I would probably put that up there at like 4,500, 5,000 dungeon coins. Monkey Noob. Steam disabled payments for Russia, so I can't get my Taskmasters.
Oh dear.
I think they shared something about that in our company chat. Steam turning off payments. No, that's Steam being fined for geo-blocking. Huh. Sepusol, the volume seems quite even here, only when Kat is enthusiastic it sounds louder.
Okay. Sounds like it's basically me being loud.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Imaginary development. Does anyone know of sites to track Crusaders tier listing or special synergies? No, they don't really put strategies on the wiki anymore. They used to have nice little strategy sections on the wiki. There is still the fan site, and some players do upload formations there. Sometimes formations get shared on the Reddit and the Steam. Most of the time it's on the unofficial Discord. So you can try to seek out the invite to the unofficial Discord. And they have formations for everything. And they talk about the meta Crusaders. So basically Odile, Hildir, Imani, Zhao, and Langley and Tiernan or Michael, depending on the formation. But yeah, and then the rest is just filler. Slab followed up. I meant boosting other specific roles as well. Today's code is an anagram for depleted irritant. Not sure what to read into that. Well, it's cool. It makes an anagram. I was going in a French mood for some reason, because I was thinking about Le Petit Prince. So I was like, hey, le Petit Renard D, the small fox says. The Slab Lartuge also says, since boosting rows could change the meta formations while likely not changing the actual meta Crusaders, is just a potentially interesting mechanic, I think. I think I could see myself doing a back row talent because we know where the back row is in the formations. Since not every formation has the same number of columns, I was like, can we do a middle row? And then it's like, what's the middle row on something that has like 6 columns? There's no middle row. So yeah, I could see myself doing a back row. Possibly figuring out if there is anything else we can buff. Oh my gosh. I guess we could just do like the center of the formation as a whole, but that seems like, yeah. Yeah, I can see myself doing back row. And keep an eye out in, oh no. Why am I thinking it's 10:35? Oh, because the clock on the wall says 10:35. Avoid enclosure. Take a look at your meters. Is Kat's mic input registering consistently higher than Erika's? If so, adjust input gain accordingly. That's not how it works because Kat's in a Zoom call and XSplit doesn't have the gain levels. So it's just me. I can adjust me volume if we're really wanting me to be louder. SWBF, will there be a new Tier 6 talent? There is 1 slot missing under the active tree. I had a talent planned. It didn't end up working out based on the disparity. Spoilers, it was on how many gold missions you've done. So there are players who actively ignore gold missions, and so it would have been put out. And then there are some top players who had like 10,000s of missions, gold missions done, so they would have had like a way bigger boost. So we decided to shelve that and revisit that hole at another time. GSR, new year, new Mindy, Erika. I mean, yeah, it's still in the cards. Eventually. When we figure out what new Mindy looks like. Twitch Pal Player, great to see y'all again. Hope your holidays were enjoyable. See you next time. Have a great week. Bye. Well, thanks for the drive-by hello.
Yeah, thanks.
Imaginary development. Definitely been avoiding gold missions for years. JS random numbers. Is there a way to check how many gold missions we have done? If we'd followed through with the talent, I was going to have Kevin put a stat for how many gold missions you guys had done so you could see. But since we didn't... Slab McLeod huge. Just do powers of 10 gold missions completed to squish the curve and give the talent. I mean, I guess that's an option. Ergo sum. Does anyone know how to access old account before using Crusaders on desktop? After installing, I get access only with email address and lost all progress. So if you no longer have access to like Crusaders on Armor, I know we still have some Kong, but like you still can't get in the game, but you can at least put in a ticket from Kong. Anyway, besides the point, if you put in a ticket through the launcher, which is using the support button under guidebook support, the launcher does need to be able to open a tab in your browser or a new window. So if you're using any browser that doesn't let you do that, or like there's some browsers that don't, you might have trouble there. You do need to make sure all cookies are accepted on the submit ticket page, but if you put in a ticket, I can get you a link code to access your old progress. Looks like Jay chose Skeleven for the raffle keyword.
Thanks. Advertising.
Yes. JS random numbers. Please add that gold mission stat and the talent. We can revisit. We were dropping so many talents that day. Dragon Slayer. I know you guys have said it before, but when do you think new objectives will come out? Kinda want to do something between seasons beyond endless sprints. That is a totally fair point. It's already Thursday today, so I will not try to spin up objectives to go out for a Friday release, because even though it would be all reused tech, you never know what could go wrong. And we have the Carnage Cup event next week, but I will try and sneak out some objectives so you guys aren't doing endless sprints, although I do want to get dungeons out as soon as I can. So, I will talk with the team about what makes more sense. Cassius, speaking of talents, wondering why you didn't split bossing around between tiers. Tier 8 has plenty of room for level 2. Well, at the time, bossing around was like, that's the end of the talent tree, might as well just put both levels there. It doesn't seem fair now to move it. I don't know. I mean, that talent doesn't need to be split, because, like, oh, it's a talent with one level, split between multiple tiers, far apart. I just wanted it to cost a lot at the time, because players had a lot of idols, and getting rid of boss waves is kind of a big deal. SWB, even though it's late, how was your holidays and New Year's, Kat and Erika?
I had really good holidays. I took an extra week, so I had a whole 3 weeks off. And I basically decided that I was going to be really kind to myself and not, like, put pressure on to, like, do a bunch of my own art or anything like that. So I basically played a whole bunch of games that had been on my list for a long time. It was really, really nice.
Well, yeah, it had pretty good holidays. We binged all 5 boring movies. Watched The Hogfather and The Grinch Who Stole Christmas animated version for Christmas movies, and Die Hard, because Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
I did see Muppets Christmas Carol for the first time with my mom. That was nice.
Yeah, no, that's like almost the best Christmas Carol. Although some people really like the animated Jim Carrey one, and I'm like, do I really want to check that out?
Yeah.
It looks so creepy though, because it's like mocap, right?
It's very Uncanny Valley, like with Polar Express.
Yeah. And then I watched a YouTube video. So there was one guy's opinion on what makes a Christmas movie. And they're like, so it needs a Christmas story, and it needs family drama, and it needs Christmas decorations. And so they watched as many movies as they could in the week before they made their video. And they watched Polar Express, and it was like the bottom tier Christmas movie, because it actually doesn't have much Christmas in it, aside from when Santa's at the end, really. Because you're on the train the entire time, and there's no Christmas decorations on the train, and he doesn't really learn any lessons. Except, believe in Santa Claus when you ring your bell. So it's like, yeah, that's not a Christmas movie. It just gets shown at Christmas.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was adorable. I can't remember what their top movie was. I think it was like a horror movie or something. No, it was Elf. Elf is the best Christmas movie, apparently.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Because he's a Christmas elf, and he's in basically every shot. So it's technically the entire movie's about Christmas, along with all the decorations and songs and message and family drama. So yeah, that was cute. Monkey Noob. So the taskmaster on a field is like click-o-rama. Yeah, if you're looking at it like that, the taskmasters on the field click monsters if the monsters are susceptible to click damage, and they will count for all the click monster achievements if you haven't done those, the click monster daily quests. But yeah, it's an extra form of clickorama, basically. Jay says their favorite Christmas movie is Mixed Nuts. Didn't watch it this year, but it's definitely hilarious. I don't think I've heard of that one. There's too much media.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to pick a favorite Christmas movie, it would be the Jim Carrey Grinch. Just nostalgia is real powerful for that one.
Yeah, if I had to pick a favorite, I'd have to remember what Christmas movie I've watched. But I guess off the top of my head it would be Die Hard, because it's just fun. Even with the slow parts. Sepusol. Will there be any updates before the next dungeon season? As I answered earlier, maybe. Nautical Menace. Would you be able to add a hotkey for the chest screen and the talent screen? That has been a request in the past, so I'll note your vote on that one. Cop Zerb Riken. Hey, it's me, Zerb. Changed my name. It's been a while, but Happy New Year anyway. How are you?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Doing well, thank you. Aside from losing my voice for some reason.
Good reminder to have some water.
Yeah. Cubert73. If you like Christmas movies, you need to check out Rare Export, a Christmas horror movie from Finland.
I don't really like Christmas, but I like horror. So
yeah, horror. I guess the raffle's still running for a few more seconds. Croc360. For Muppet Christmas Carol, Disney Plus is going to be releasing a 4K version that restores the long-lost song The Love Is Gone that Belle sings to Ebenezer, a very touching song. Glad it's coming back.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, neat. Monkey Noob. Sorry guys, but Azazel Taskmaster reminds me of Spyro except for color.
That's fine. Spyro's great.
Yeah. Dragon Slayer. This might just be me, who this is annoying, but can we at least get an option to not start out a new run with Bushwhacker in? It's getting to the point where I just send him on a mission before I reset, so that slot stays on who I had it on. It defaults to Bushwhacker in the formation due to the way the game was originally set up, and it just always puts this Crusader 1 in the formation if it's available. If he's not on a mission, it's always Crusader 1 unless we've done something like said these guys start in formation, or it's no humans allowed, so obviously there's no Bushwhacker. But yeah, that's just the way the game was made from the beginning. I'm not sure if there is a way to change it. I know it has been requested over the years, especially as we added more people to slot 1. But yeah, I'm not sure how much of a bear it would be for the guys to fix that. Looks like Sepusol won the giveaway. Congratulations.
Congrats. Monkey Noob says, the no humans mission is annoying without the bush skin. Fair.
Storinda has an interesting point or question. As one of the only real media normal submitter for coloring sheets, all the white things in the sheets lately are really hard. Can you keep that in mind going forward? I may have to change Bruno's skin to a different color to make it show up well. Light shading is really hard to do on paper and to scan correctly.
Ah, yes, that is fair. Well, I mean, you are absolutely welcome to do whatever colors you want. You can make him totally blue with pink mane instead if you want. Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense with the snow stuff. As far as like, the characters go, I try to keep them pretty close to what they are. Like, I've added some stuff to Siri because she's actually got a really, really plain design because she was a pretty early event Crusader. Yeah, I would say just like, don't worry so much about realism necessarily if it bothers you. And yeah, I understand having high standards for your art, but at least for my part, I just like seeing the submissions, and seeing real media ones is just an extra special treat because I know how much more effort that is.
Yeah.
So know that I really appreciate your effort and you are loved. Here's a little heart for you.
I want to say Corey took a blue horse and made him white, or did he just draw a blue version of Bruno? And I'm like, nah, I want a white horse with a blue mane or something. I forget how the Bruno thing came around, but I know he stole the base thing from Bushwhacker too, because I was like, make this fast, and he's like, but I don't want to reuse art. But yeah, I mean, like, well, Kelpie Bruno is nice black and green colors, so you could do Kelpie Bruno if you're gonna print out the coloring sheet. It doesn't have to be white Bruno.
But I will try and keep that in mind. Like, I don't think there's going to be any more snow scenes until next Christmas, so that at least should help.
Yeah. Seastorm Op says 42 days without smoking. Maybe I can think of trying to get some golden epics with the money saved.
Hey, congrats.
Congrats. Monkey Noob, why make a new desktop version when we already have the game on Steam? Just to give players options, because not everyone has a Steam account, and some players didn't even know how to sign up for Steam, but they know how to sign up for just a normal website. But also, slightly revenue thing. Dragon Slayer. Since there is downtime between dungeons, can gold find be uncapped for Season 3 as well? There is no cap on gold find. Wait, what? Yeah, there shouldn't be a cap on gold find. There's definitely not a cap on gold anymore, because you can afford Crusaders. King of the Slide ran the stream code through an anagram, or they're trying to make it into another anagram. They say it's the neat Reddit reptile. So the Carnage Cup Tier 6 is a reptile. SWBF, just a thought. Do you have some Star Wars quest in the game? Like, oh, we do have. Like in The Night Before Christmas and the Princess Pool Party, for Let's Blow this thing and get out of here at the event, maybe adding a Star Wars character. Probably unlikely.
Like, both, I don't really like adding really obvious references to things. but also of all the companies, Disney is especially protective of their copyright. Star Wars stuff gets really, I don't know, it gets flagged really easily.
Yeah. Dragon Slayer and Slab McLartude are saying there's a cap on the individual buffs contributing to gold find since it uses large value. Huh. I mean, it's not a bad thing that your gold find is capped because that's crazy high already, and there's all those stuff that gives you DPS from gold find, but we can look into that. Ergo where do you submit a support ticket? It's the guidebook support button. So in those buttons along the top left, where you have the options and the auto progress, there's the guidebook support. So you then open that and there's a support button. Conqueror Shinko missed the event with Chef Casey and need to wait a year for it. Well, if you own all 4 Tier 1 and Tier 2 Crusaders, she has a chance of showing up in the missions. But yeah, that is part of missing the event, so you gotta make do with formations without those Crusaders. Like I've mentioned, the Carnage Cup event starts around next Thursday. I will be dropping the Ursula coloring sheet this afternoon. You guys do still have the idol buff from the fan-made coloring sheet. It's active until Tuesday if you haven't got around to redeeming that one. The weekend promo was kind of spoiled by social, if you guys follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We kind of got mixed up weekends, but it's the Valhalla Delights weekend with buffs to Bushwhacker, Hildir, Gold Panda, Baneral, and Drosenthes with Golden Mead for Hildir. Slab McLartude. Any thoughts yet for where the new reward limit for dungeons will be in Season 3? Staying at 14,000 or going up? I was probably just gonna bump it to 15,000 because that's where the current dungeon achievements are, and rebalance accordingly. Yeah, probably didn't want to go much higher than that so far. Imaginary development. I just got Rex from a mission. He's pretty high, I think. He is the tier 3? Tier 3. Tier 3, superhero spring or gardeners?
I think it's gardeners.
Gardeners, yeah. But yeah, he's in a high seat, so if you're not hitting gold regularly, you might be trouble to keep in your party. Sea Storm Op, how long is dungeon off? Missed it? Shorter than last time. I do not have an exact ETA at this point. We are in the middle of working on it though. There's like cattails in the sketch, or?
I don't know. It's some kind of tall grass.
Tall grass.
Yeah. Can be some kind of fantasy stuff. That would be nice.
and Storinda said there was a lot of snow lately. Well, that did come about from the snowball fight, and then the fan-made coloring sheet happened to be a winter scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Ursula one is all kinds of colorful flowers, so you can go totally nuts.
Dr. Billblaze, I'd need a long enough of a break on dungeons to get 1,000 EP on Mindy and Langley, etc. Should be prepared for when I do self 1,000 EP objectives in the future. Haha. Sea Storm OP, Op, you guys have a great day. Ciao for now.
Hey, you too. See ya.
See ya. Slavic Large 15k sounds good. Just keep in mind clock time for balance. That would take a minimum of 10 hours or so. So even for people who manage to play 24 hours a day, it will be hard to burn through 15 runs a week. Yeah, that's a fair point, and that's why I was reluctant to go higher than 15k, because then there's been some comments on my Reddit Q&As where we should have that difficulty scaling that I mentioned last year, and like change the dungeons to have tier 2 where you can get shorter runs but the same amount of points, but same difficulty kind of deal. Imaginary development by 1000, something special happened. I've never seen dungeons. It's not dungeon related, it was an event objective. It was just like a EP check, essentially. Personal EP check on Crusaders, so it made for an interesting objective, and revealed that players had less EP on their favorite Crusaders than I was expecting, but most players managed to struggle through. It is also the objective that awarded the skin, so if you buy the skin, you'll be able to avoid that objective in the future. But I do want to bring that gate back for future objectives. Slavic Lartuge, I'm the guy pushing for the difficulty scale for speed feature in the future dungeon seasons. See how I did that? Yeah, that's a fair point. Very sneaky. Getting there. Are we having mountains too, or is that just more
Sparkly magic stuff?
Oh, sparkly magic stuff. Okay.
Kind of thinking of like those floaty seeds and stuff, but in a magic-y kind of way.
Right.
Yeah. Big old magic field.
So yeah, that's looking pretty finished, and apparently it's 11 o'clock already.
Well, good timing then.
Good timing. So that has been our show for Thursday, January 21st, 2021. Thank you to Jay behind the scenes on the CNE Games account, grabbing your questions and moderating and running the raffles. And a big thank you to Kat for joining me and sketching. And thank you guys, the community itself, because without you, there is no stream, there is no game. So thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.